On this episode of One Guy, One World, 2 Wheels, we're here in Havana, Cuba, the Paris of the Caribbean. And on this show, we're going to be heading out to Varadero for the annual Harlistas Cubanos motorcycle rally. As far as Cuba, a fascinating country that's just now opening up to the west, and it's well worth a visit if you get a chance to. Come along and enjoy the ride. Throughout the 1950s, a young lawyer by the name of Fidel Castro led a revolution. On his path to changing Cuba, he met a medical student from Argentina by the name of Che Guevara. Who would think that the Cuban Revolution began with a motorcycle trip around South America? Che began his long ride out of Buenos Aires on his 1939 500cc British Norton. He never expected to find himself on the front lines of such a major world event. For more about Che Guevara, one can pick up the book, The Motorcycle Diaries. For anyone who comes to visit this gym in the Caribbean, the first place to go is the Malecon. This is Havana's waterfront that stretches a few miles along the coastline with massive waves crashing up against the rocks, splashing over the seawall. Along the wall, there are scores of people who can be seen hanging out around sunset. Then there's the National Hotel, a major landmark whose rich history goes back to the days of the foreign dignitaries as well as mob bosses like Meyer Lansky, who would hang out, as well as movie stars and sports celebrities. While visiting this grand hotel, one can be transported back in time with its elegance and luxury that still offers today. Then there's the Revolution Plaza, where they have the Jose Marti Memorial Tower, which is worth taking in the elevator to the top and checking out. And of course, the Capitol Plaza with the dome structure that was supposed to resemble the U.S. Capitol. And then there's the Spanish Cathedral Plaza with its old cobblestone and colonial architecture. I find it hard-pressed that even the most jaded travelers would not have their heart won over by the surroundings, with its old buildings, vintage cars, and the vibrant street life of the locals. And then there's the nightlife. With so much energy and live music played in restaurants, cafes, and nightclubs on every corner, one such place is the Florida Cafe that is a must. Not only was it known to be a haunt for Ernest Hemingway, but it was also the home of the daiquiri. Today I had an old gearhead, Guido Brenner, from back home, who was here in town. We arranged to meet up at our Airbnb house. Guido is an old punk rocker, SF Bay area, who has been known to build some tricked out hot rods. His work has brought him into the inner circles of such custom car builders as George Barris and the rap fink himself, Big Daddy Ed Rohr. So I'm here with Guido Brenner, an old gearhead from San Francisco. He works the door at the bottom of the hill rock bar in the city. And he's out here in Cuba here with us. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
Yeah. I understand you've been here in Cuba before.
Yeah, I came here 10 years ago, and then I was here once before.
Oh, okay. And have you noticed any differences on this last trip here?
Yeah, some big differences. Just in coming in the airport, I've noticed a lot more French vehicles, electric motorcycles, all kinds of things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Any Harleys out here?
Yeah, actually saw first panhead I've ever seen out here on my way in from the airport today.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
on this trip, I have a feeling we're going to see quite a few old panheads and Harleys.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
glad to see that they've survived.
Yeah.
The weather and everything out here,
Yeah.
I think the salt would just eat them up.
Mm.
But they are able to get parts. There's a few people out in Florida that will ship stuff here, from what I'm understanding now that the embargo has lifted a little bit.
From what I understand, a lot of the older cars there, they've replaced the gasoline engines and dropped in the diesel engines into a lot of these older cars. So
I saw that my last trip. They were putting a Russian diesel in a 53 Buick.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, they do whatever they can to make ends meet here.
Yeah. The other nice thing is when you walk out of the hotel, you see all these old cars just constantly, one after the other. You don't see that in the States unless you're at a car show. It's a really nice step back in time with all the colonial buildings and everything. It's a beautiful place to visit.
Once everyone in our group finally made it into Havana, some of us decided to head down to the old town where we grabbed a couple of petty taxis for a ride down into the Malecon. Priority number one. With it being hot and tropical and all, and with the thirsty crew, we headed down to the Malecon in search of some cervezas ASAP. It took us a minute to find a hole in the wall that was open where we were able to grab a few cold ones. And of course, we gotta take care of our petty taxi drivers. Lord knows they've been busting their asses cycling us around for a few little pesos. So a bottle of beer isn't asking much. We make our way east about 2 hours out of Havana to the resort town of Varadero.
We're out here in a little peninsula resort area 2 hours east of Havana, and we're going to the Harlistas Cubanos motorcycle rally, where we're going to get to see lots of old Harleys. Hopefully we're going to see what we can do here. What do you say, Guido?
Oh yeah, we'll make something happen.
Yeah.
The Harlistas Cubanos motorcycle rally has been going on here in Varadero since 2011. It's Cuba's Micro Sturgis. This year, with over 300 participants coming in from all over the world. We're here with Abel Perez, one of the organizers here for the Harlistas Cubanos. How you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, good. How many years has this been going on?
This is the sixth event we do. This is the sixth edition.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see, and I assume it's been growing a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was there that many people that had Harleys in Cuba that were able to put together a coalition?
In fact, not many people have Harleys.
Right.
Harleys is a rare artifact.
It's like
rare,
a luxury.
yeah,
Yeah.
because many bikes have been lost.
Mm-hmm.
So there are motorcycles from everywhere in Cuba, from Camaraderie to the east of Cuba. So this is something good.
Yes, yes.
And you will see very good restored bikes. And
beautiful.
they are
beautiful
working.
bikes.
They are working perfect. Yeah.
Similar to the old cars
Yeah,
that
right.
are out here. The
Same.
the old panheads, the
Yes.
flatheads. I've
Yes.
seen a lot of the flatheads here. I guess knuckleheads as well. A few of them.
Knucklehead, there are a few.
Oh, okay.
Few knuckleheads.
Okay.
More panheads
Uh-huh.
and flatheads.
Flathead. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you could say this probably helps just one more addition to tie American-Cuban relations a little bit through the biker.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope next year, for example,
Yes.
we could receive here motorcycles from the United States.
Like the old cars here in Cuba, the Harleys are no newer than 1959. Many of the classic gems in the States spend most of their lives under a tarp, only to be brought out for shows and special occasions. Here, the vintage Harleys are kept up and very well maintained so they can be used as a daily mode of transportation. These machines have been passed down from father to son to grandson ever since Eisenhower imposed the embargo.
Y ahora sí, ahora sí. ¡Opa! Nada de eso. Nada de eso. Preparado, cercado. Preparado, cercado. Ya tiene su muchacha encima de la moto. Ya está avanzando. Se acerca la salchicha. Se acerca. Cercado despacio. Ya la tiene casi en la boca. A ver. ¡Y la mordió!
I'm here with Ollie, coming in from Denmark. How you doing, Ollie?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. So, this is your first time here?
First time in Cuba, yeah.
Oh, okay. And
I'm kind of like a Harley enthusiast, you know.
oh, okay. So you came here specifically for the Harlistas Cubanos?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, well, this is good timing. The way things are opening up with the island, this is perfect. Yeah. So, I heard you have some inside scoop on what's been going on with the Harleys.
Exactly.
And
I'm a, as you said, collector from Denmark.
yes.
I collect specifically old Harleys from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Okay.
So I got a network around the world to catch some of the good bikes, and we got them together and restore them in Denmark or in the US.
Okay.
And I heard about this event here, and this is a Harley Davidson Panhead Heaven. The embargo from the States stopped in 59.
Yeah.
So you see Harleys here until 59.
Right.
So that is
right.
mostly panheads, some flatheads, and a few knuckleheads.
Yeah.
And you know, there used to be like 3,000 on the island, but during the the revolution and afterwards,
Yes.
they got kind of like shredded up because the government offered the Cubans with a Harley a new MZ motorcycle from eastern part of Europe. So if you had an old Harley sitting around, you can get a brand new MZ motorcycle. So it went from 3,000 motorcycles and down to now, they estimate like there's like 300 motorcycles left here, which maybe only 200 are riding actually.
Wow, that's it. They were 3,000 down to 200.
Exactly, yeah.
My gosh. So we got Varadero here. We ran into each other at the airport coming in Havana for the Harlistas Cubanos. How you doing?
Good. Having a lot of fun.
Is this your first time here?
No, this is my second, my
A fourth time.
Fourth
Over
time,
6
yeah.
years. You've been here majority of the time.
one time.
Yeah, and you came in from where? Miami, right?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Yeah. And now, how does it look like? It's growing?
Well, yeah, every year is going a little bit. Little bit by little bit.
How many bikes they say they got?
About 20 bikes.
200?
Yeah.
Not bad to start.
No.
Especially for this video, but it's amazing.
It is
The
amazing.
following that we have here.
Yep.
So yeah, just one more incremental change that we're seeing going on the island here.
Cuba is still very much an anti-capitalist society where free enterprise has not yet got much of a foothold. Here, I only saw two vendors, one that is limited to selling beer and sodas, as well as these deep-fried croquettes.
Oh, check out the Harley motorcycle. How come there's so many flatheads and panheads, but the knuckleheads or tend to not be around?
I'm assuming there had to be something with the valves or something
Uh-huh.
where most of the engines just roasted and weren't survivable.
Right. That's incredible. Or maybe that was what the Russians want, and they buy them all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
No, it's nice to see that these survived and are still going in beautiful condition.
Yeah. It's really remarkable piece of work. And what's funny about that is that these aren't just show bikes or
Everyday
trailer
rider.
bikes. Yeah, these people ride it to work every single day, and it's amazing.
And I mean, look at this. This obviously happened probably on the way out. There's not even any rust.
Yeah.
This is truly a vintage motorcycle rider's paradise, where the weather is as warm as the people themselves. And the camaraderie amongst the riders here is as strong as anywhere else in the world and any other motorcycling community. Hopefully relations with the U.S. will continue to improve and the Harlistas Cubanos will be able to grow and flourish and will become a bigger tourist destination for American riders.